Good evening and welcome back to the Shy Ride Show with the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be back this season. I'm Nuri, Medina II, the director of the Englewood Enterprise Gallery and one of the founding members, along with other great and noble people who wanted to assist in our goals of uplifting the community using arts and creativity. So we appreciate you joining us here once again on the Shy Ride Show. Just to remind you who we are the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, located at 7039 South Wentworth Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, of course. Our email address is enterprisegallery@gmail.com. That's enterprisegallery@gmail.com. And also, you can check out our website at www.englewoodenterprisegallery.com. That's englewoodenterprisegallery.com. Also, since you're looking at this information on the overhead projector, part of what we do is we engage in youth art programs, visual arts, t-shirt projects, youth improv, and many, many more things. So once again, I am your host, Nuri Medina II. You can call me Mr. Medina, as some people like to call me, or Brother Medina, or whatever works. We appreciate your calls. If you'd like to call in and make a comment and find out more about what it is that we do at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. All right. So I'm going to start off by thanking you once again, but also I want to put a quick question out there to everybody, because you always like to have a question to encourage people to call in and whatnot. So I'm going to put a question out there, and I'm going to come back around to my question if we have somebody that calls in and offers some information. And then after that, what I'll do is I'll tell you about all the wonderful things that we've been doing at the gallery for the last few months and much more. All right, so my question is, what should we do in the face of disaster? Yes, that is, what should we do in the face of disaster? There's so many disastrous things happening all around us in the world, in our communities, violence against each other, violence dealing with nature. Nature can be violent. But you got fires raging in California. You have floods and hurricanes in Houston, as well as in Florida. You have threats in Mississippi of hurricanes, threats of hurricanes on the East Coast, Puerto Rico, the Caribbean islands. There's disaster all around us, and that's just in the Western Hemisphere. That doesn't even include what's been happening in China, Indonesia, mudslides. It's just disaster all over the world. So in a time of disaster, communities have to come together and rely on each other, because government access to recovery might not be speedy, So what to do in the face of disaster? I think that many people out there may have an idea or something that we can do to strengthen our communities. But in the face of disaster, communities must come together to engage in idea sharing. And that also is tied in with some new projects that we have going on over at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, located at 7039 South Wentworth Avenue. So, what to do in the face of disaster? We're looking for questions and or comments, and then I can share with you the awesome things that we are doing at the gallery. All right, so once again, my name is Nuri Medina II, and I'm going to share a couple of video clips with you just to give you a sneak peek of some of the wonderful things that we're doing in the community, the wonderful things that we're doing with art, and all of these awesome uplifting things that we are doing in the Englewood community and in the Chicagoland area. We always like to brag on our accomplishments, or you should like to brag on your accomplishments, because it empowers you to do many more great things when you're able to look at what you've done and then make plans on new and future projects. So thank you very much for joining us, and just check this out and feel free to call in and let me know what you think. All right. Yes. What that is, okay, what that is what we call the Longwood Art Garden. And that's just one of the awesome things that we like to share with people to show them some of the great stuff we're doing at the gallery. That was actually a combination of a couple of projects. This particular project right here, we call a Peace Pyramid. All right, and we had an opportunity of working with an organization by the name of Youth Guidance, and they work with Longwood CICS school, and they invited the Englewood Enterprise Gallery to come in and be a part of what they were doing. So what we got the opportunity to do over the summer is we had the opportunity to work on what we call a Peace Pyramid, which we were able to get all of the graduating seniors, high school seniors over there, an opportunity to engage. You saw all those names on that Peace Pyramid, because part of the process of peace is unity. So what we did is we wanted to teach and exercise unity, so we invited all of the children to be a part of that project, to contribute some art to that project. Then you also saw what we call a vertical garden, which was made out of a pallet. We repurposed the pallet. We got the art students involved over at Longwood, and they helped us repurpose the pallet, and we were able to turn a pallet or a skid into a work of art as well as a piece of agriculture. And we actually were able to plant plants inside of that, edible plants, cabbage, lettuce, different things like that. Then what we also were able to do is we had our young people at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery who were a part of what we call our youth business network, and they actually helped us in a lightweight carpentry class that we had this summer. They helped us put together a planter box for a raised bed garden, which you also saw there in that video. So those are some of the things that we are doing over at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, and we always like to invite others to give us a call, check out, hit us on the email, check out our website, like us on Facebook, Englewood Enterprise Gallery. You can like us on Facebook and connect with us so we can put you in the communication flow so you can be a part of all of the great things that we're doing. This one right here is actually a very special project. This is one of our latest projects, and we are looking for partners in this project. It's a part of our Masterpiece project series that we are doing, and this particular project in the Masterpiece series, and that's P-E-A-C-E. It's a play on words, obviously, because it is the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, and we like to exercise and promote each one of us being a masterpiece, not just in the art form, but in doing what we can to continue to promote the message of peace and love and upliftment and enrichment and empowerment in the community. And art is how we do it at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. So as a part of this project, we got an operation called Operation Book Box, and it's a book exchange and book trade program. So I'm sharing that with you because once you see this video of some of the great things that we're doing with our young people in the Youth Business Network, maybe you would like to have us deliver a book box to you. Sounds interesting. Why don't you check it out and feel free to call in and let me know what you think. Englewood Enterprise Gallery. All right, Operation Book Box. How about that, huh? So what we are doing is we are taking these receptacles, all right, we're giving our young people an opportunity to put positive messages and creativity on these book exchange receptacles, and we are looking for good places to place these book boxes. We'll deliver them to you with books in them, and it's all in the spirit of promoting literacy, obviously, all right, but we also want to promote creativity. So give us a call, 773-719-9848. Feel free to come by, check us out at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, 7039 South Wentworth Avenue. All right, we call that Operation Book Box. So we are looking for volunteers who might be interested in helping us paint our book boxes. We invite you to bring your children out on one of these Sunday afternoons to get involved with us as we're painting the book boxes, and we are lining up partners who would like to help us promote literacy, help us promote peace, all right, and help us promote enrichment in any and every community that would like to be a part of Operation Book Box, the book exchange program. Everybody's community is doing it, so why shouldn't we? Let's bring it to the hood. Only unfortunate thing is we just can't leave a book box sitting outside because somebody might throw some trash in it. That's the reality of what we're dealing with. But if we continue to promote literacy in our neighborhoods, if we continue to encourage our people to read, then maybe they'll actually find a garbage can, a real live garbage can that they can throw their trash in, and they would cherish books like the treasure that they are. Even though you got these Kindles and all of these other downloadable books and these newfangled ways of reading, and your books can read to you and audio books, good old-fashioned reading, we want to promote that, literacy in the hood. Englewood Enterprise Gallery. So that brings me around to our question: how do we deal with disasters? All right, a lot of things are outside of our control. You know, each and every one of us has a friend or family member or a loved one that has been touched by some form of a disaster or another. Here in the Midwest, we are more prone to blizzards and cold weather conditions versus, let's say, flooding. But we do have our flood moments, all right? The sewers get overflooded sometimes. They affect people's households. You know, we have power outages. We're affected by a lot of things that inconvenience our life and our lifestyle. The address is 7039 South Wentworth Avenue, 7039 South Wentworth Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. That's the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. All right. Our Gmail address or our email address is enterprisegallery@gmail.com. That's enterprisegallery@gmail.com. If you heard something interesting that you would like to hear more about, feel free to reach out to us on the email. You can check out our website. And once again, thank you very much, sir, for offering books. You know, books is undervalued, high-value commodity. A lot of people don't recognize the power of a book. Books change lives. Sometimes a person can read one book, and they didn't even think they like reading. But one book can encourage them to read more. And books are like art, okay? The more new information that you equip your mind and your brain with, the more new ideas and creative concepts that you equip your mind and your brain with as it relates to art, actually increases the density of your brain. It makes your brain heavier. It creates new portals and spaces for thoughts to grow and produce new thoughts. I know that sounds kind of spacey, and I tried to put it in a layman's term, but if you Google or go to YouTube or something and see what they're saying about the brain and how the brain actually grows inward, not outward, obviously, because our heads don't get bigger, okay? It grows inward, okay? Like Albert Einstein, his brain weighed a little bit more than the average brain. Okay, he had all types of spacey portals and whatnot growing up inside his mind. But the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, if you have some books, give us a call, reach out. If you have a space, a school, a church, an organization where we can bring our book box in, take some pictures with it, let our young people who were involved in making the book box, let them come out so that they can feel good about something they produced that was placed in your space. Reach out to us. We love to network and connect. The Englewood Enterprise Gallery. Which brings me to something else interesting that we got going on, and we will get back to our question of the day: how to deal with disaster. All right, here, but check this out, because you actually might find it interesting. It's tied directly in with today's question. Wow, that looks interesting. So, what we were doing is that that was part of our family survival class series at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. We were doing that right there in the backyard, right next to the Peace Garden, which if you've ever seen the Shy Ride show or the Englewood Enterprise Gallery show that we do here, then you've probably heard about some of the awesome things that we're doing back there in the Peace Garden, which is an art and agriculture fusion. But anyway, we are hosting these family survival classes, and you can find out more information about them if you go to our Facebook, Englewood Enterprise Gallery, Englewood Enterprise Gallery. You can like us on Facebook and see some of the other awesome things that we are doing. But family survival class, what is that? You know, as I was saying earlier, many times we are faced with situations that are outside of our control. The government can't get to you, FEMA can't get to you, the city can't get to you, the fire department can't get to you. How do you prepare your family for some form of a disaster or an emergency? When we were in school, they taught us fire drills, stop, drop, and rolls. What happened if you get caught on fire? You know, different things like that. What happens if you're in the middle of a tornado or a hurricane? You know, I don't even know if they still do that in grammar schools. But people should be doing that in their own homes. All right? Most times a fire occurs at night when everybody is asleep. Okay, so you wake up, you're disoriented, you don't know what to do, and many times people perish because they don't have a plan. And that goes for a small disaster or emergency, or a catastrophic disaster or emergency that affects many people. Hurricane Harvey in Houston, a lot of people, or any of these hurricanes, people go without food and water for days, if not weeks. People go without electricity for weeks. They still, Puerto Rico is still 80% out of electricity, and they're being hit by another hurricane as we speak, or it's one on the way. You know, and that's how hurricanes happen. They have their season, and it might be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them that come during that season and hit many continents, many land masses, many states. So how do we be prepared? Being without water is one of the first and foremost concerns that you should have in an emergency or a disaster. What do you do if you go to the faucet and your water don't turn on? What do you do if your water service freezes up? All right, you may be surrounded by snow outside, but you don't even have water coming through your faucet. What do you do in a situation like that? Do you go thirsty, or do you equip yourself with the right information so that even though the circumstances might be uncomfortable momentarily, all right, you prepare with the right information to equip your family so that they don't have to do without. You've been prepared, you prepared a certain amount of food to last you over days or weeks or maybe even months, if you're in a position to do that, because you really don't know what you may face in a time of disaster. You need to have a plan. a disaster plan, an emergency plan. You need to have an evacuation plan for your very own home. All right, because if people wake up and there's smoke everywhere, all right, how do you know where the exits are? You're going to be disoriented. Okay, what if there's something blocking your emergency exit and you got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in your household? These are things that we need to be mindful of, because every year somebody's house get caught on fire because they were trying to heat the house with a space heater. And there's some papers up in there all up beside the heater, and things happen, or somebody fall asleep with a cigarette in their hand. It happens all the time. So we need to be better prepared. We need to be mindful of all of these things, and that's why we're having this discussion, all right? What to do in the face of disaster. So the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, this is one of the many things that we have going on at the gallery. We have an art gallery. We engage in different types of classes and workshops. Sometimes we do podcasting from the gallery. We also like to network. We have an artist network that has visual artists as well as musicians, actors and actresses, and different people that see value in a space like this in a community like Englewood. So most definitely, let's get together, let's network, let's connect. We want to get you out to the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. You can get more information on the wonderful things that we're doing at our website, EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. That's EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. Like us on Facebook. That's a good way to stay connected. All right, if you are not into Facebook, maybe you want to send us something on snail mail, all right? Go on and send us a letter if you got to. If you got to send us a letter, send it to 7039 South Wentworth Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. I don't like to say the zip code, but 60621, all right? 7039 South Wentworth Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60621. If you got to reach us on snail mail, all right? They about to run me off the air, but before I get off, I got one last thing that I'd like to share with you, all right? Keep us in mind. Check out our website, like us on Facebook, and find out more information about the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. All right, I think they still got me on, but I got to get off. Thanks for joining us, Englewood Enterprise Gallery Shy Ride Show every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Check us out Sundays, all right? Have a great day.